All right, and we are live. Hey, Victoria. All right.
Hi.
So, I am here today with Victoria Timpo of Kindred Creatives, and today we're just going to talk about art retreats and why they're so important and necessary for artists to take retreats. Victoria actually takes a group of women on an art retreat to Ghana, and it's just an amazing experience. I haven't been yet. I'm definitely trying to get on this December one, so I expect that it's going to be just rejuvenating and inspiring and uplifting. But she's going to tell us more about that. And before she does, let me just introduce myself, and then Victoria will introduce herself. My name is Myesha Francis, and I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, I'm a curator, and most importantly, I'm an art coach and mentor. So that is something I've been developing for some years, and now I am fully in it as I seek to really help other artists on their journey and not make quite as many mistakes as I made. So there's a quote that says, "Be who you needed when you were younger." So that's my passion, always has been. Um, and just in a nutshell, I help Black women unfold into their highest artistic vision through coaching them into unfolding into their highest creative self and earning potential. So that's a big part of it too. So without further ado, Victoria, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Victoria and I am a painter. I am an art administrator. I also run a collective called the Kindred Creatives Collective, where I host dinners and retreats for Black women artists. So the space is really for artists to feel supported and empowered, and also to build a tribe to, help them push their careers forward.
Yes, love, love, love everything about that, y'all. Collaboration is everything.
It's key.
It's key. It's been part of my most monumental successes, including having a piece in the Smithsonian. It came from my direct network and collaborating. So, tell us a
Yep.
little bit more about why you think women, Black women in particular. I know that you and we both specifically have a heart for Black women artists. Why do you think Black
Yes.
women artists need a retreat, and specifically an art retreat?
Yeah. I've talked to Black women and just asked them about their journey and figuring out like what keeps you going. And a big part of being, I think, a Black woman is how much people kind of depend on us and how much we give. I think we're so giving, and oftentimes, we're not able to really replenish our own gifts or our own self-care. And so I think for Black women specifically, this is important to take time for yourself to nurture your own gifts. Everyone has a creative genius inside of them, but we don't take the time to nurture it
Nurture
because
it.
everyday life, children, work, husbands, whatever, friends, things kind of distract us, get in the way, and it really stops us from our purpose. And so I am really interested to work with Black women because I feel like we're always overlooked and minimized, and I really think we need to have space to encourage ourselves to like do your thing, like do what makes you happy, do your art, take time for yourself, have a break. And there's not enough in society that tells Black women that that's okay. So I think as Black women creatives and artists, you see that, similarly, you see Black women who love art when they're kids or even through high school, and then they stop because society, parents, whoever tells them that being an artist is not possible. And so I want to change that mindset and that dialogue and have people believe that yes, Black artists is out here thriving and you
Yeah.
can be one of them as well.
And you can be one of them. I did a video on how to create multiple streams of income. Like, it's possible to be a full-time artist, and we have to, not put all of our eggs in one basket, which is, oh, I'm only a
Yes.
full-time artist if I'm selling original work only. Because speaking to the things that you just spoke about, sometimes all those things are stifling your creativity and you can't really work. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to start selling prints of stuff you did, last year, right? So one thing I didn't hear you say, but I kind of assume that it's in there. I heard it, but you didn't specifically say it. Is that when you don't take these breaks, your creativity is significantly stifled.
Absolutely.
And doing those retreats, getting away, brings it back. Now, let's talk about your upcoming retreat, which is not even in this country, it is in Ghana. Why do you think it's important for women to even travel outside of the country? Um, get have a because that's a whole nother vibe. That's different
Mm-hmm.
sounds, that's different smells. I remember when I first went to West Africa, the honking of the horns was just like a different.
Everything is different.
Yeah,
Yep.
the smell of the burning wood. Everything is a lot of things were cooked on open wood, and just the children, running around, coming up to you. It
Mm-hmm.
was like refreshing and just totally and completely different. People don't let their kids in the U.S. just run up to you, So it was like
Right.
a different kind of love, a different kind of energy. So why are you taking Black women to Ghana?
Well, I think you hit on it. It's a whole different energy and vibe in Ghana that I think everyone should visit. It's such a beautiful country. It has such a rich culture. And I think being in that space will really rejuvenate artists and just be so inspired by the culture around them. But I also think that I'm Ghanaian American. So I grew up in America, but I traveled to Ghana many times. And I know for me, having that cross exchange and deepening my roots and really understanding where I come from has really deepened my art and made me just
Mm.
feel like I can tap into something, really beautiful. And
Oh,
so,
so good.
yes, I want to give others the opportunity to travel back home and see your people and also be surrounded by Black people who are just positive
So
and
loving.
out here living life. It's slower, so you're really able to just kind of take a step back and think about what you want, have that time for your own self care, have that time for a break. And so I think Ghana is like a really beautiful country to start. It's easy, people are super friendly there. And really, the culture and the art scene is thriving. It is really becoming contemporary, along with Nigeria and Kenya and some others. South Africa, Ghana is right, around there with them. And with the year of return that happened, it has become more popular and more of a tourist space. And so I think if you are like, oh, I don't know if I want to travel to Africa, it seems so unknown. I think Ghana is a great starting point because it's so friendly. It's such a nice
Yes,
like
I've heard about
environment.
the people in
Yeah.
Ghana. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard about the welcome. I'm from New Orleans, and so it matters to me, that people are friendly and just speak. In New
Hmm.
Orleans, it don't matter. You walk past somebody on the street, just say how you doing. You know,
Right.
in other countries they might just say hello or hi, but in New Orleans we say hey, how you doing? And you keep it
Yes.
moving. But it's the energy of the friendliness. So I don't want to give away a whole bunch of details of the itinerary, right? But I do know that there is one special spot you talked about. Um, and y'all, you got to get on a trip if you want the itinerary because listen, let me tell you, the itinerary she shared a bit of it with me is dope. But there is one that you shared. We talked about that the slave. What was the name of it?
The
Um,
Elmina Slave Castle.
the Amina Slave Castle. The Amina Slave Castle. So, um, tell me about that experience for you, or I guess once because you grew up here, right?
Hmm.
So you knew
Yeah.
about the slave trade and the impacts because you've seen it firsthand how it has manifested over the past 300-400 years and affected the African American community. Why do you feel like that's an important visit or a good visit for artists?
Yes. The first time I went to the castle, I was younger, so you don't really appreciate it. But when I went back as an adult, it was such an emotional, life changing experience to walk through the slave quarters, see the living conditions. The tour guide kind of takes you around and tells, what they lived like how women were like forced to come up and, forced to have sex and then like thrown back down. Like it was so horrific. And you don't learn about that in, traditional high school. They skip a lot. So
They
to
skip a lot.
just
That's a lot.
understand to just understand where I came from, I think
Yeah.
it just taps something in me. And I'm a figurative painter, so I love to draw like representational people, like people that I see in the streets, I'll paint them. And so when I went to the Amino Slave Castle in Cape Coast, I was so inspired by the dungeons and by just like their lifestyle that I was able to take that energy that I felt and put it into my work. And at the end of my experience in Ghana, I did an exhibition. And I think that all of the work that was produced was a direct result of like all of the experiences that I had, just wanting to like represent the culture in a really positive light, because I felt like, well, this is the strength of my people. This is what they come from. And it made me feel stronger and like more bold. And I was able to like take more chances in my work. And so that's why I think it's important for artists to go back and, visit this castle, because I think that you'll be so inspired and moved that it'll tap something inside of you. And, everyone will take that and use it in a different way. But I do think that it's important to kind of learn your history, learn where you come from, and then use that to inspire you for your own practice.
Yes, I agree. Those deep, moments become very pivotal in one's life.
It
I think it
changes you.
changes you. So, we won't give it away, but Victoria has connections and created a network of artists and mentors in Ghana. So she has the inside scoop, the inside deets on the art scene, the art community there. So this is a really, really great thing you've put together for artists. So
Thank you.
before we before we talk about the retreat and how people can learn about it and find out more about it, I want to touch on one last thing, which was you talked about the power of having a mentor and that you found
Hmm.
that was it in Ghana or the US? But it was in
It,
Ghana while you were there for
it
that
was in
month. Right?
Ghana.
Yeah, and the power of that. So can you just
Yeah.
talk briefly about that and how that really changed you? Because I was really inspired by that.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it, and I was telling you how after undergrad, I got a BFA in painting. I was really struggling. I felt super insecure about my skills and I didn't know what to do. And so I took some time away and I lived in Ghana for 10 months to paint. And while I was there, I was being mentored by this artist, Larry. And it was life changing because that was the first time I had someone who really had my back along my whole path. Like, they knew what my skill sets were. They knew what my strengths were. They helped push me through my weaknesses. And they had my back. And I didn't have that before. They were able to like guide me through some of the challenges that I had no idea, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so having that person who was an established artist, who was Black, who was there for me, who supported my journey, who encouraged and pushed me was everything. I completely changed. My confidence grew as an artist. I had the support that I needed, which I didn't have back in school. And I saw the possibilities of what could happen for myself as an artist through his eyes.
That is so
And
huge.
yeah, it's so important to have a mentor. And I know you know this. I think every artist should have a coach or a mentor to just like help them along their path, just to help them navigate some of the challenges.
Because it is a long. I tell people all the time that being an artist is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Train well and run steady.
Yes.
Because It does take time to feel confident. It takes somebody in your ear pushing you and saying, hey, yeah, that shading doesn't look good, but if you just redo it or just add some
Hmm.
tone or color here, there, or just paint over it. I'm giving you, if you don't want to give yourself permission to paint over it, I'm going to give you permission to paint over it. So, and one more thing before we move on, because I follow these sisters who, I'm actually in a group with them right now who do, it's called the Exodus Summit, and they help Black women take sabbaticals. Those 10 months,
Ooh.
like, I don't want to skip over that. We didn't talk about that before, but those 10 months I think were probably pivotal as well, because it gave you so much
Hmm.
time and space to create. So I think that, you know, you would be a great consultant for women who need to take an art sabbatical. And you could
Yes.
do it in Ghana for less than you probably could do it here in the US, right? So, definitely hit Victoria up on that as well, because then you could tie in to her art network. And I'm kind of putting it out there. You didn't,
No,
you didn't
I
say,
appreciate that.
but I just feel like, right? I'm like, whoa, if I wanted to do an art sabbatical, I could do it in Ghana, and Victoria could consult me. Like, that would be so
Yes,
cool.
yes.
But
I
yeah,
have the hookup in Ghana for sure. And
for
I like that
sure.
because having that break and having that time for yourself is so important. So I encourage that. I'm all for it. Take a
Yeah. Take a
sabbatical.
sabbatical, and what if you could do it, for $1,400 or $1,500 a month? Like, come
Hmm.
on, so I won't go down that rabbit hole. It's just something I'm interested in, because I know that artists need room and space and time to create, which is why I am so impressed by you offering this retreat. So let's get into the good stuff, honey.
Yes.
Tell us about this retreat. How can we find out more information? How can we sign up? How much does it cost? Payment plan deets, if there are any. How many people do you take? Like, give us the deets.
Yes. So I'm so excited about this project because I feel like it's so aligned with my purpose. It is a 2-week retreat in Ghana, specifically for Black women artists.
Yeah.
And it's space and time to feel inspired and rejuvenated, to take that time away from your everyday life, but more importantly, to focus on your art. So we're going to be, doing workshops. We're going to be having different artist visits. We're going to be going around to different galleries and just like seeing what the art scene is like in Ghana. And then we're also going to be with this community, this strong community of contemporary African artists who will show us their practice. We'll have discussions about their lifestyle. We'll talk about, the art scene and the art market. And all of those networks and connections can lead into partnerships or collaborations or future businesses. So it really is part self care, part networking, part, focusing on your art and tapping into your purpose. So I'm really interested to bring like minded creatives who are, established artists who really are purpose driven. I'm bringing 10 artists with me. So it's really curated to be specific to their needs. And the retreat is all inclusive. So it includes housing, it includes transportation, and it includes food. So all you have to do is get a flight to Ghana, and then everything else is taken care of for you. You have
Right.
an experienced tour guide who has been through Ghana, who can help you with your visa process, help you get your passport if you need to, help you with your vaccinations. All of that process can be overwhelming. And so I walk you through. I want it to be as stress free as possible. The retreat is $5,000. So I do have a payment plan. Right now I'm doing an extended 7-month payment plan, and that's $800 for the 7 payment plans. And so if you need to kind of chunk it up into different payments, I'm happy to work with you and figure out what works for your budget. But I want to make this affordable and sustainable for artists so that they can go. It's really important for me that artists are able to go. And so I work with you to try and figure out what works as far as payment. But because it's all inclusive, all of that is you're getting way more for the value. And just being in a country that you've never been before and having that experience in Ghana is life changing. I can't
With
tell you
somebody
from
who knows the country and has
yes,
that.
yes,
So
who knows the country, who has connections with artists there, who knows the art organizations, who can tell you where not to go, the areas that aren't safe, who can tell you, where the curators are, who can buy your work. Like all of this is important. You need people who can direct your career in these ways. You need these networks to kind of push your career forward. And that's what's helped me. That's what helped me even develop this. I had an idea and I was like, yo, I was talking to one of my friends in Ghana and I was like, how do you feel about this? They're like, do it. And like, if I didn't have that encouragement, this might not have happened. So you need people around you who are like ambitious, who are kind, who are supportive, who are there for you, who are artists. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have a lot of Black artists around me. And so there's just something very energizing about having that sisterhood of Black women who are all artists, who are all love to do their own practice, and who are there for each other. I always say, collaboration over competition. We are here
all
to help
day,
each other.
all day,
Yes, yes.
all day.
So, yeah, if you want to learn more about the retreat, you can go to my website, kindredcreativesco.org.
Let me see if
You
I
can
can
also
type that on here. Kindred Creatives Core.
co.org. Yes. And you can also email me at kindredcreatives.victoria@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook. I am Victoria Timpo, or on social media, Victoria underscore Yawa on Instagram. And I also have a Facebook group, African Women Creatives. So you can find me in all those places and ask me to send you more details about the retreat. I can send you the package. We can talk about exactly what's going to happen, and I'll share with you the full itinerary.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So that's, I put it on the screen here, Kindred Creatives. That is the name of the group. Is that the name of the Facebook group?
The Facebook group is African Women
Let
Creatives.
me add that. So, oh, sorry, y'all. So, African Women Creatives uh-oh, on Facebook. All right, so I hope you can see that on the screen. African Women Creatives on Facebook. The name of the group is called Kindred Creatives. I think you have to send an invite. Um,
It's
um,
Kindred Creatives Collective. So
Creatives.
Kindred Creatives Co. Yeah.
All right. So that's how you can get in touch with her. I say, don't hesitate if you have questions, reach out, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure I've known Victoria for some time now. Maybe we met about a year or so ago, maybe
I feel like
two.
it's been longer than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
because when you
two.
started your podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's good people and she'll give you the information you need. So I am confident that this will be life changing and very inspiring. So, Victoria, I won't keep you. I love talking to you. We could talk all day about
I
art.
love talking to you too.
But y'all, listen, if you enjoyed this, definitely go follow her on Facebook. Victoria Temple on Facebook. The group is called Kindred Creatives Collective. I'm sorry, African Women Creatives on Facebook. And then the group is called Kindred Creatives Collective. Tell me your Instagram name again.
It's Victoria underscore YAWA.
Victoria underscore YAWA. All right, you heard
Yes.
that. So,
Victoria Yawa.
YAWA, Yawa. Does that stand for something or mean something?
Yeah, it means I was born on a Thursday, and
Oh,
in
okay.
my tribe. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Cool, cool, cool. So, that's it, guys. We won't keep you. Listen again. I'm Myesha Francis, artist, art coach, teacher, curator, all those things. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, it inspired you, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with another Black woman creative that you may know, and we will see you on the next video, y'all. Bye.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.